Welcome to another episode of Getting Ignorant with Fit.
Yep, we back. I'm Shonda Nicole.
I'm Amari Allah.
And yeah, we're here to talk about movies and TV shows and shit.
And starting off, we're going to go with You Season 2.
Yep, You Season 2. Let me see what's going to happen with this one.
We have people
Alright.
coming and going.
This ain't no people. It's just AJ. Alright, You Season 2.
Alright, do we need to do a quick recap of what happened Season 1?
Yeah, we can. Season 1, Joe fell in love with Beck. Started stalking her. Beck cheated on Joe with her therapist. Joe found out, got mad, started stalking him too, and Joe killed everybody who tried to get Beck to stop being around him. And then blamed the killing on, well, then he killed Beck and then blamed it on the therapist, and then he went to California.
Let's not forget his ex, who we thought was dead.
Oh yeah, and he buried his ex Candace alive. That's very important because she comes right back up in season 2, which is to be expected because, well, you can't have a show without a nemesis.
Even though the way Joe is made out, nothing bad ever seems like it was going to happen to him.
I mean, I said I was going to start reading the books, but I jumped on a different book. But
I keep forgetting there's books to half the things I watch.
yeah, but I mean, well, yeah, that's the recap of last season. So let's go ahead and move into this season so we can talk about it.
This season, once again, Joe finds himself attached to some Latin fan people
Mm-hmm.
because Joe.
He needs colored people in his life.
I think if he grew up around colored people, he would have been so much well adjusted. Instead, he got a crazy ass Russian.
Yeah, well.
Imagine if he got a nice Latin family, maybe a black family that decided we're going to take you
Just
in.
somebody with some tint to their skin.
Even an olive undertone.
Yeah, I can see a little bit of that. But Joe he just needed to be. Well, I mean, that's what the good thing about season 2 is you get more. You get to see more about what happened in his past to make him the way that he is. I suppose. And then also, well, I think I'm jumping ahead of myself here, but you get a chance to see what's really pushing him, where this desire to, or where this need for soul attention comes from.
Would you say it's more from his father being an insecure, abusive man, or more from his mom or being the victim of the situation?
No, they both his parents was insecure.
But what I'm trying to remember is, how did he go from his mom to moody again? Because I don't rewatch the first season before I start the second, because who got time for that?
Yeah, I didn't rewatch the first season either. Probably came across him in the system because she put him into the system.
Okay.
Once he killed the what was his father.
Mm-hmm.
Once he shot his father, and she like, oh wait, whoa, you wildin', nigga, you wildin'. That's not what I was talking about. I thought we was just gonna lead the motherfucker. I didn't know you was gonna shoot the nigga up.
She bought the gun.
You know what I mean? And so like, and he's sitting there looking at her like, what? I thought this what you said he wasn't gonna hit you no more. Like he ain't gonna hit you no more. You're welcome.
We were in agreement.
You feel me? Like I feel like you're taking this the wrong way. You need to be saying, thanks, Joe. Thanks for saving my life.
Oh, you better. She could have took the fall.
Yeah, but she was
the
selfish.
bruises.
She definitely could have played that, but she was selfish. She was very selfish, and she was doing whatever she could to get what she needed. And then if she could include Joe into that, then she can. Then you know what I mean. She would, but he was. I don't see him as being like the top priority for the things that she was doing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm doing this to try to support my son. It was more so I'm doing this to try to support me and my son.
And I think that's also why they showed Candace going to the cops and nothing happening. To kind of create a parallel. Because the mom could have did that, but then what would have happened?
Right.
You have a restraining order which does nothing.
That piece of paper that dudes just be laughing at. Oh, you said I can't come over you, but you already hold the paper up so I can see it. I can't see it from here. Let me come over and read it. You know what I'm saying? Like they just treat that shit like a joke, bro. But
and it doesn't last forever.
What, the restraining order?
Yeah. A couple of years maybe.
And I mean, in the video, I mean in the show when Candace went to the police and the lady said, off record, here's what here's all you can really do, and she told her like, you're gonna have to you know what I'm saying? Well, that's what I perceived her to say when she said off the record, so like that. But you get what I'm saying? Like they know it's bullshit. So, but yeah. Where were we?
Joe's mom, he shot the dad. That was
Mm.
an explanation of why he is the way he is, or at least the
Mhm.
basic foundation. And then
Mhm.
Moody made him even worse.
Yeah. Well,
Child abuse has a long-standing effect.
it does. It definitely does. Even when, especially if you don't deal with it, and it seems like he had. Well, obviously he hadn't dealt with it because you see how he broke down with Love's best friend, the cute little gay dude. What was his name?
Stewart, Phillips,
I
something.
don't know. He was just so
The black
adorable.
one, right?
Yeah, his little cute self.
The one who
Mm-mm.
barely got any lines whatsoever. He was just a token black dude. Because I was thinking him and 40 had something going in the past. Because
No,
40.
not that guy. Get your life together. I'm talking about Love's best friend.
Oh,
The one that
Milo.
did the
Milo,
Reiki, the
right?
Reiki. I don't remember his name. I think it might have been Milo. But either way, y'all know who I'm talking about. If you watched the show, you know. But he was so adorable. Both of them were actually.
I want to say it's Milo. I know her lesbian friends. I don't remember the damn thing about them.
Yeah. One is, well, I remember they're getting married.
Mm-hmm.
Um. One is a stay-home mom.
It's a mommy blogger.
Yeah, stay-home mommy blogger, and I can't remember what the other one does.
The other one is an agent of some kind. Because remember when Candace was
Yeah.
talking to 40.
She's like a film director or something like that. A film something. Yeah.
No, Milo is her booty call. Who's her best friend again?
Jordan, maybe? I don't know.
Rufus, Gabe, Henderson, Jasper. Let's just keep it pushing because I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
because you're
figure
about to
that.
obsess.
I am because now I got a conundrum. So it makes
Are
you,
those all the articles that you post on your page?
yeah. Oh, there's 6,748 items in here. These are recap reviews over the last couple of years.
Hmm.
It's a lot.
Gotcha.
I do too much. It's a problem. Back to Joe, who also does too much and is seriously a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Would Joe be better if he didn't date white girls?
Joe has issues, period. I don't even
But he's
think.
so much better when he was with Karen in the last season, when he was with Delilah this season.
Yeah, but he gonna be who he is. He gonna be who he is. He just want to stalk people, and they just happen to be white people.
I don't think he wants to stalk them. It's just he didn't stalk Love, except that one time when they was with the friends. Outside of that, he left her
Yeah. So
alone.
okay. So then it's less of a romantic fixation, more of a general stalking. And I guess this season he tried to just channel his stalking into something that is beneficial and helpful to those around him. You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, I still need to kill people and stalk people, so I'll help you out here.
I don't think it's a need.
A strong desire, an urge.
I think it's.
He's Dexter in these streets, bro.
I only know of Dexter. I never watched Dexter.
Mm.
I just know it's the guy has three first names for his name.
Dexter is a good show, and the book was good too. Well, the one that I read, I don't think I read all. Well, I know I didn't read all of them.
Look at you.
But I like reading books to movies and shows first. Yeah. So what was you saying? You said it would Joe be better with
Like if he
a black
dated
person.
non-white people.
Joe just got issues, bro. He just got issues. That's his problem. He just got issues. Cause next season he gonna be stalking somebody else, and it's
He's
just
stalking a neighbor.
yeah. Nah, I
But did
and I'm
he?
fascinated. I need to know why. I need to know why he's stalking her. What's so interesting about her, Joe? Cause she read some books.
Like you have a daughter. Well, we assume he's gonna have a daughter now. Can't he invest all his time and interest into that child?
No, cause he's got an itch that he needs to
I
scratch.
would think the
He's
best.
got an itch that he needs to stalk.
But wouldn't it be more interesting for him to stalk someone that's bullying his kid after like a time jump and then he kills the parent or the kid?
I
Do
mean, you
you
have
think Joe's
a
capable of
different
killing a kid?
imagination. No, I don't think he would kill a kid. Definitely, I don't think he
He
would kill a
got
kid.
that cage.
He has a cage, but I don't see him killing a kid. He probably just raised a kid in the cage, like the dude did him. I don't think that's what he did, but I can see him doing that. Like, all right, well, I ain't gonna kill you. Cause I mean, not for nothing, he could have easily killed the girl's sister, Delilah's little sister, but
Ellie?
instead, yeah, he just was like, all right, you know what?
Because
I'ma
Ellie was
just
the new
send you money, get
Paco.
away from here.
Ellie was his new Paco, so he wasn't going to do that.
Yeah, but he could have.
He could also killed Will, but he didn't kill Will.
All right then. So I
See?
don't see him killing any children. I don't think that. Yeah, I don't see him killing any kids. I think he would either just train them to be helpful to him to and to his cause, or send them away and do him like they did Ellie.
But that really pushes the question, though. With him and Love infatuated with his neighbor, what does that mean between him and Love? Because as we saw, Love is crazy as shit,
What that
too.
brought me when I seen that, what it said to me was like, okay, so you did all of this, so is what you feel for love, love, and then you just have a separate desire or urge to do that whole stalking weird Joe thing? Because at first, during the first season, you think like, okay, you're doing this because you love that person. But then when you get into the end of second season, you're like, okay, so you found love and you're happy where you are or whatever and what you got going on,
Mhm.
but yet you still feel the need to do the Joe stalking thing, or you still, hey neighbor. So it's not, to me, I received it as it not being necessarily about love at that point, it just being something that he's into, an innate desire, an innate urge that comes over him.
I believe Joe said himself that when he reflected on his time with Beck, it was an infatuation, which it was.
Mhm.
And with Love, it's different because she has shown her true self. The
Mhm.
problem is, in her showing her true self, he is forced to face himself, and that makes it so it's complicated. Like Joe, for the most part, he doesn't hate himself. He loves himself to a certain degree. Yet
Mm.
he also ejects this person he is when it comes to being a killer and all that. So with Love, it's complicated because one, that's going to be the mother of his child,
Mhm.
assumingly, and two, there's this whole he wants to protect her because that's the mother of his child. He's seen the true her, so that creates some kind of loyalty and love in it. But at the same time, he rejects the fact that she, like his dark side, is fully capable of murdering another person if they need to. Hence why he wants this neighbor, because again, Joe wants something pure. He wants I think he may have maybe a little bit of an Oedipus complex, if I
Mhm.
recall right. He wants somebody like his mother who needs him. Love does not need him. Love
Mhm.
has her own money. Love has a job. Love has friends.
Mhm.
Joe wants somebody who's entirely dependent on him.
Mhm.
Hence why with Beck, he tried to kill off her best friend that had money. He wasn't fond of her parents who had her father who had money. He wanted Beck all to himself to rely on him, be his only.
Mhm. I see that. I can see where you're coming from, but it didn't ring off to me like that. Not in the way that you're saying. But I mean, to each his own. It just didn't. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
see it as that. But I see you put a great deal of thought into it. So, but yeah, it didn't ring off like that to me. I feel like it's just in him. There's something in him that he's just drawn to do it. Like it's I mean, everybody has their habits. Everybody has their things, and most people who do things like stalking and all that crazy psychotic shit, it's because it's like I couldn't help it. I just had to do it, or you know what I mean. Men who beat women, I just that's just how I do things. Like it's just an innate thing. After a while, it just becomes an itch that needs to be scratched.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like for me, like I said, it just whereas I used to think it was about love and trying to I see the whole protection thing and but it for me I received it less as like let me protect you, even though that sometimes he would say that. It's more like it let me cut off anything that could keep you from me, anything that is saying that you shouldn't deal with me, they gotta go. And because all first season that's what it was. People were saying, oh no, like you fucking crazy, don't fuck with him, don't fuck with him. All
Mm-hmm.
right, now you gotta go. You know what I mean? But this season is different. Now this season it's not so much as like, oh, he's crazy, you gotta go. I mean, he got to them points where he's like, all right, well, y'all niggas do gotta go, but maybe y'all don't gotta go. Maybe you can just go somewhere else. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? But it was more so for me when I seen it. Excuse me, it was like fuck it, I don't know where my train of thought was going because I'm starting to not care. All right, keep moving.
Um, Last thing, did you care about the people who died at all? Like Henderson, Delilah,
I cared about Delilah. I didn't want to see her go. I liked her. Henderson, he can get up out of here. The Russian guy, he can get up out of here.
Candace.
Candace, she can get up out of here. And you know what's sad is that despite the fact that Joe is obviously like the villain here, like him and Love is obviously like the fucked up villains in the story.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I was like, yo, Candace gotta go. Bitch, you trying to fuck things up. Me and Joe trying to change our life. And you out here trying to bring up the past. Like how we supposed to outgrow the box that y'all put us in if you keep throwing out our past? You know what I mean? She definitely had to go. But at the same time, I had to stop and think, like, Shonda, like, you gotta remember this nigga's a fucking killer. Like, he buried her alive. Like, she has every right to be upset. And
Mm-hmm.
niggas, I find myself watching it like, damn, bitch, get up off this nigga. Like, dang, you always jocking him. Stop following him around. But it's like, wait, that nigga did bury her alive. How would you react? Like, nigga, you'd have to fucking die. And maybe that's why I was getting annoyed with her, because she was just around and not doing
And
shit.
he
Like,
gave her a weapon to do something. She
like,
couldn't do
fam,
it.
you buried me alive. Like, there's not that much forgiveness. Like, I mean, granted, maybe there is, but it would have to be like super from the divine power. Cause you ain't what? You even throw dirt on me like you thinking about burying me alive, nigga. What? Get the gun, yo. Somebody gonna die tonight. Like, is that a shovel? I don't care if it's a plastic toy shovel. What you gonna do with that? Like, fuck out of here. You gotta go.
And Delilah's dumbass, she knew he was fucked up in the head, yet she
Listen,
still got with him.
listen, cause you know we like a little crazy. It's good for the sex. It's good for the sex.
Mm.
Crazy person hit it from the left. You'd be like, whoa, you know what? You right.
Is
About
Joe
what?
even good at sex though? Cause when
I don't know. I wouldn't say so. But then again, I've never slept with white men. So in my mind, like, all of the white men are just bad at it. But I don't know. That's
Hmm.
just me being ignorant. So if you're white and you're listening, don't take offense. I don't know. Maybe you do have good sex. It's not my business. I know that I'm on the whole other side of the spectrum. I'm down on the darker colors. Blacker the berry, sweeter the juice.
So many connotations to it.
Yeah,
So
take all of them.
let's move on to the
Oh,
hold
wait,
up,
what we got?
Messiah.
Oh yeah, the Messiah. So, Amari didn't. He said he didn't watch it. I watched it, and now here's the thing. I really want to talk about it with people, but I don't want to talk about the whole religious aspect, because as soon as you start talking about it, everybody went, oh, because you know the Bible said and the God said, and it's just like, whoa, can we just receive the piece as a piece, and then you can dissect it into what you feel the Bible said. Like, you got so many people just ready to talk about what, oh, you know what that means. Like, bruh, we ain't talking about that. We just talking about what the show is about. Like, you know what I mean? But
So question: is it Jesus returning, or is this just a guy that runs a cult that reminds people of Christianity?
and that's, excuse me, pardon me for crying my name. That's another thing. Nobody say anything, like, and that, people are assuming, and just, it's not a, he's not even religious based. Like, the guy, he's not of Islam. He's not of Christian background. He just tells you everything. He's like, forget everything that you know, everything that the Bible's taught you, all of that stuff. He says, cling to me. Like, just cling to me. Forget everything that was said. Cling to me. Cling to what I'm telling you. Like, hear what I'm saying. Like, I'm the direct messenger of whatever. I mean, it goes through. I'm doing a lot of moving with this paper, and it's probably fucking with the sound. It goes through. It goes through like him taking a group of people to like the Israeli border, and then he gets arrested. So it's like, yo, you brought all of you brought a whole following over here, and you kind of left them to die type thing. And they over there still trying to figure out where they're gonna get food, water. Like, now how we stuck over here basically. Then this nigga just start following like these natural disasters or whatever. But as he's doing all of this miracle work and going over to this place and talking to these people, saving this person, you got the CIA agents who's, tracking him down and trying to like uncover his truths and stuff, because it's like, nah, we don't believe that you're doing this miracle shit. We don't believe that you could just generate this type of following just off GP and not be using it to weaponize. You know what I mean? So they start
Mm-hmm.
following behind him like, nah, basically tracking them down and whatnot. and trying to uncover his past. But as they're doing that, he just keeps, you saying mean things to somebody and they just keep being nice. And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with this nice mother? Like, that's how it is. Like, they coming at him like, yeah, we don't think you real. And he's just like, well, what do you feel? Why do you feel like that? You're just sitting there, and mind you, not for nothing. Homeboy, yes. I seen him with the short hair, no. But with that long hair, it stayed with a fucking Nike hoodie or an Adidas hoodie. You know what I mean? With the fitted Levi's. Oh, throw me off. My boyfriend. No, you put on them Levi's, them sex clothes. Come here, boy. So he had the Levi's on. He had the with the little he was fine. He was fine. Yes.
But he's not a Dr. Barry though.
Yeah, but he's still a man of color, so it's okay. I like a little color, but I do. See, here's the thing. And it's not to say white. I find there's a couple of white men that I find attractive too. I be like, damn, okay, white boy. But I really, 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 really like dark skinned dudes. And it's not so much as that I have a preference. Dark skin is my preference. And then after that, I'm pretty much okay as long as you're not light skinned. That's fucked up to say, isn't it?
No.
Fuck it. I don't care. Me and light-skinned men, we get along on some cordial, hey, what's up? Or we could be friends type stuff. But when it comes to attraction, oh my God, stop. Ooh, please go get you some sun, bro. Because your attitude is just, I can't. I can't. So I'm sorry, y'all. So, and I just had an experience yesterday with a light-skinned man that's just been, right there.
He came on to you?
We I'll vent about it and getting in depth with it. I'll just toss that onto the tail end.
Okay.
Because that's a whole child.
She is
triggered. Yes, I'm triggered. I can't stand light skinned men. Alright, we'll talk about that. Alright, so we going where? Where we going? Oh yeah, so Messiah, if y'all did check it out, reach out to me at Shonda Nicole 1 on Instagram and Twitter. Or you come to my website and talk to me, shondanicole.com. But yeah, it was good, and I would like to have some conversations, but I just don't want to go religion. So if you want to just talk about it as a show, can you say it? A show, you just received it as a show, then we could talk about it because it was good. All right, let's take a quick break. Ready?
And we're back again.
We're back again. All right, I'm sorry.
You was getting into your little Tony Braxton, huh?
Just a little bit. One break my... Got you. All right, so yeah, we back.
So, let's move on to The Circle.
The Circle.
Now, did you know this was a remake of a British series?
Yes, I did know that because you told me that when you suggested that I watch it.
I forget sometimes what I say.
But I heard there's also, there's two other types too. Somebody told me there's a Japanese version and something else.
Oh, Japanese version. That's lucky for them.
I hate having to go in here because then it'd be mad messages I have to act like I didn't just see. Brazil and France.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't double check that, so but still, yeah.
I only knew about the UK version.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but yeah, you want to tell the people who, if they haven't familiarized themselves with The Circle, you want to tell them what it's about?
You mean the people that don't love themselves? Okay. So
the people who don't enjoy life and what life really has to offer.
So the basis of The Circle is up to 7 people move into an apartment building and they never meet face to face. Instead, they communicate solely through profiles and a basic social media app. So everything is text-based, which allows multiple people to catfish.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point in the show, about 8 or so episodes in, and almost half of them are catfishes.
Yep.
But the thing is about this show, the elimination process is let's say every other day, people get to vote who's the top social media influencer.
Yeah, they do rankings.
The top 2 people, they get to choose who gets eliminated. And usually it's people you imagine getting eliminated, either because they're not that social or because people are something strategic and getting rid of the most.
Yeah, strategic. Yup. Yup, because that's how they got my homegirl. But okay, I get it. You know what I mean? She was catfish anyway, but it is what it is.
And the thing of this whole show is the winner gets $100,000.
Right.
So, so many people. Anybody you got the particular interest in?
Yeah, my favorites. Well, see, the thing is, when we do these shows, it's hard because it's like I want to talk about where we are now, but then we have to actually get there. So, first couple episodes, my favorite has always been Chris.
Mm-hmm.
He's got great energy. Chris and Shoebomb, they've been my favorite since the beginning. I do like Rebecca.
You mean Seaburn?
Yeah, Rebecca Seaburn. Now, for those who don't know or who haven't seen the show, Rebecca is the person being played on the platform, and she is being played by her boyfriend Seaburn. So he's the one that's catfishing using his girlfriend's picture and everything. But I like them. I
Mm-hmm.
like her picture and his personality.
I wish she got the video message. I want to see what she actually sounds like. Hear what she actually sounds like.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. She's probably got like one of those like nice. Hi, I'm Rebecca.
I'm from the suburbs.
Yeah, I'm shy.
I went
But
to
you know
Pratt.
what? When I think about Seabird and like the whole like Shub and Shuby like their relationship, I
Mm-hmm.
can definitely see if it was like if this was off the show type thing and they had met organically, I could definitely see them being best friends, like
Mm-hmm.
being bros. That's why it's so like it flows so naturally between the two of them that Shuban probably got to stop like and be like, wait a minute, this could like that. Well, that's why he think that she's not a catfish because he's so comfortable speaking to dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then the stuff that the dude be saying outside of like when Seabird's talking about like other guys or whatever, like flirting and whatnot. But when they're having like their genuine heart to hearts and stuff, it'd be like bro talk. Like you can
Mm-hmm.
tell like it's some like I really fuck with you. Like you, if they were off the show, they would be bros for real.
I so very much worry what Shoebomb's gonna do when he finds out Rebecca's a catfish.
That's going to be interesting to me.
I want a
Um,
reunion show so badly.
Isn't it? They're gonna be one, right?
I hope
Didn't
so.
you see the last episode? They had like a little reunion day when all the people meet face to face.
I must be missing things.
Yeah, I could have sworn it's like the
Was it in
next.
the credits?
Yeah.
That's why. Usually when the credits hit, I'm done.
Oh, let me see. What's
Like
it
half the
called? The
time, I don't even
circle.
watch episode previews. I'm like, I don't got time for this.
See, I know there's like a reunion type thing going on here.
I just want Michelle Buteau. I want them to know what Michelle Buteau's been saying about the whole damn show.
You feel me?
Cause she's been going in on them like she did not know who these people were.
All right, the last rating.
It would be like an episode 9, 10, 11, 12. It would be like an episode 13. Because I just assume there's 4 more episodes, which are coming out on Wednesday. Since.
Finale. Here we go.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey. Ooh, imagine if they have to rate each other for 100,000 after they see each other in person.
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. But yeah, they had the little thing. They had a little preview up there and it looked like they was in like a reunion setting and then they announced they said to the thing it was like circle who won the money and it ooh, like that. So yeah, they have a little I'm getting old, a little face to face sit down thing. So I know that's gonna happen. But yeah, where were we at?
Who's your
My
favorites?
favorites. So yeah, I like Joey. I like Joey's personality. He's
Joey Buttafuoco.
yeah, Joey reminds me of somebody. He reminds me of every Italian guy I've ever met. Really, like being honest, he reminds me of every Italian guy I've ever met. But he's got a good heart. I like him.
He's a
So
proud
Chris,
mama's boy.
Shuby, yeah, I like most of the people that were there originally. And Sammy, she's cool. She be having her moments, but I guess I'm just used to. I guess the original people, the
Mm-hmm.
people from the original episode, are still like near and dear to my heart. So all the other newcomers, they can come and go, whatever. Now these new people, excuse me,
I like
Ed and Bill, yum, and I don't even like that word. I don't even like the word yum and yummy, but
Ed's the one with the beard and his mama, right?
yeah, he could drop his mama off somewhere and keep it moving. But he's fine. And Will, that was his name? No, Bill.
Bill disappeared a little bit in that last episode.
I agree. We ain't really see him too much.
But also, why did Miranda get to have a video package for when she left? Everybody else did.
Maybe because she kissed Joey. And he's like, "No, you sacrificed that when you consented to that kiss."
I mean, those two, if there wasn't cameras all throughout the damn apartment.
I'm pretty sure they probably had to edit it out. They probably did do all of that. Nah, Joey's a gentleman. He probably got to like second base and was like, "I'm good.
And also, my
I'll save the rest till after you meet my mom."
I can't. And you know, if she meets the mom, she hooked.
Oh, please.
Because the way Miranda was, she made it clear she fall quick and fast.
Yeah, man. She probably walked. Well, we know she ain't walk out of there with no dry coochie. And I hate the word coochie. I gotta stop saying words that I don't like in public.
Why do I feel like moist is somewhere?
I don't. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of it. I'm not really a fan of it too much. But it ain't as bad as like some people really can't stand it. Like I can't stand. I can stand it more than I can like yummy. I can't. And then Justin Bieber got that stupid song. And the song is catchy. And like I'm in the Chicken Shack, like late as hell, and somebody in there singing. And I'm like, come on, bro. I don't need to hear this right now.
On a side note for music, did you hear the new Normani and Megan Thee Stallion song?
Yeah,
I like the chorus.
It didn't do it for me. It definitely sounded standard.
That's sad.
Yeah, from a artist perspective, from a writing perspective, it sounded standard. It didn't move me. Yeah, I was yeah, it sounded really standard. Just something to put on the radio and get the girls buzzing.
Diamonds is a girl's best friend.
Yeah, I'm good on that. All right, but back to the circle. So my favorite contestants and the reason behind where we at? The reason behind catfishing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait, I didn't ask you. What's your favorite contestants?
I'm shallow, so yeah. So Sammy, I enjoyed it. I enjoy Adam solely because he's ridiculous.
Okay.
And I still can't get past how everyone got mad and uncomfortable when he said aroused.
Yeah, he's so
such a square trying to be a circle.
No, he like when you from you sitting on the couch watching it, you're just sitting there like I can see you really thinking that you're doing a good job. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're so out of the loop. You so don't know what is going on that I can really see that you believe right now that what you're saying to them is going to get them going. And it's sad. It's sad because it's like.
And he's married.
Yeah, it's just like, yo, I'm pretty sure you don't talk to your wife like this, but the fact that, because what happens is you get people who has never been in that type of environment to receive that type of attention. So they think that this is what I'm supposed to say. This is what somebody like this would say to these girls, and they'll be okay with it because this is the type of attention. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like the light skin complex. You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, well, yeah, I look like this, so of course I get to say whatever I want to say type thing. And there's not much rejection because look at me. You know what I mean? Like that's that. And I feel like that's how dude feels using that character. Like, I mean, this is like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he can say that to a girl and get away with it. And like all the girls is like, but at the same time,
they humor him though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like nobody checks him. So everybody's like, ew. But yeah, like I was saying, it's just like, nigga, no. Like I would have been like aroused, sir, if you don't sit that little dick. Like, because anybody who is that forward to me has, micro penis. We'll leave that there, because. But yeah, we were talking about Adam, like, and.
Adam is just a joke.
Yeah, but like I said, like you said, the girls entertained it, which also kind of like goes into the point of like when you look a certain way, people are more tolerable of your bullshit.
Which goes so well with you and all that Joe gets away with.
I can see that. Because that nigga be so obvious. Just stalking
all
people.
All he got is a cap
on. A cap. A cap, and it ain't even like, yo, he just be so obvious. Like,
I think he's Superman with glasses on.
Yeah, it's like the meme where they had Shaq behind a tree, and it was like Joe stalking someone in broad daylight. Like nobody can see him. Like, fam, we can see your best. All right, but yeah, the whole catfishing thing.
It makes so much sense.
It does.
But it's also so sad
It
because
is.
everybody's being single, even the one who got people in their lives.
Exactly, because it's like, oh, well, what's the fastest way to get the attention that I'm looking for? To inside to gain interest on a not an intimate, but on the physical attraction or on the idea that I can be desirable or the you know what I mean. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
find the words and it's not coming, but if you're listening, I'm pretty sure you can get what I'm trying to get. Well, you picking up what I'm putting down.
Because
Damn it.
even Chris is kind of like that. He flirts with everybody, whether you are seem straight or you may seem like you on the
Yeah,
spectrum.
yeah, he be so bold, and I'm like, look at you, because I would think people, toxic, well, not toxic masculinity, but the super masculine people. Oh, you don't play with me like that. Don't
Joey
play with
low
me
key
like that.
appreciates it though.
Yeah, but you know what? Joey is so into himself that he's like, "Yup, I'm taking all the compliments." What? What? You said my head? Well, watch me flick my hair and twitch my hip a little bit when I walk off and look back at you. No, I don't want to sleep with you, but you want to sleep with me, so I want to give you something to think about later. You know what I mean? Like Joey comes off as a type that's like, look, shower me with compliments. I don't give a fuck who they coming from. But then when he got the message from his mother, that explains so much. Like his mom, oh, I love you so much, my beautiful boy, my beautiful, wonderful boy. Like people
Mm-hmm.
who are rained on with like praises like that constantly, that those affirmations, they kind of carry themselves like that. Like not for nothing, my daughter, she annoying as shit right now, but when you tell when you tell her that she's so cute or she's so smart and you laugh like, oh my gosh, you're so cute, she's like, I know. You know what I mean? And it's like it's not it's not to say like she's full of herself, but she knows there's never been a question where, oh, I'm not this or I'm not that, because she showered with praises. And when you shower with praises like that, you kind of do be, you know I don't want to say fully yourself, but you'll be well
But you know
affirmed. Yeah,
yourself.
you'll be well affirmed. That's what it is.
Like
Like,
I remember on your Instagram, I think you had a video of her when you was talking about her hair so bad. And she's like, "No, I'm not."
yeah, and that was what? That was like 2 years ago. And she was like, no, I'm still beautiful. Her hair look crazy as shit. She's like, no, I'm still beautiful, even if my hair ain't done. Okay, girlfriend, you better read me. Let me know that, honey. Because that's what you need. When you go out there in the world, sometimes they ain't going to always agree with you, but you got to be like, okay, bitch, I'm still good. That's why I had to teach her the difference between a fact and an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So she know. I'll be like, yo, you look crazy. She be like, yeah, maybe, but that's your opinion.
But what I also appreciate about Joey is as much as he can be full of himself, he's not an asshole.
Exactly. He's still very caring about other
Like
people.
his relationship with Shuby is just
Yeah, it's so like if you look, I think in his background it says like I love Shubham or I
yes.
love Shuby or something, Shuby forever or some shit like that. But they got a good bromance. Now I think that if Seaburn was playing as Seaburn, it would be Seaburn, Shuby, and Joey. They would be like the three bros.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the fact that he's playing as a girl is why him and Joey haven't really like had much connection, because
Mm-hmm.
it's like Joey's into blondes and whatnot, so he's the one that flirts with the girls that he's kind of into. Rebecca's not really up to his, not really his style,
His color.
basically.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, but everybody can have a preference, but they haven't had a reason to have like an exchange to where they be like, yo, you are cool as shit. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like most of the exchanges between the men and women were because there was a physical interest first.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Outside of like Chris or whatever, but like everybody else is like, oh yeah, she's kind of cute. Let me hit her up. Nobody really hit it like, oh, I'm just trying to get to know you. What's up? Because not for nothing, I'm the type, if I was on the circle, the way I am, I'm talking to everybody, period. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like I'm not just, oh, you're not that attractive. No, I would be more of a Chris. You know what I mean? However, with Chris, I feel like what gets him into trouble is that he'll put his head in the room, but he won't speak. You know what I mean? Like
He's just here for the
yeah,
drama.
he'll put his cup out, but he ain't trying to like transfer any tea. You know what I mean?
Slowly but surely.
Okay. So yeah, this episode is just right on the outskirts of the ghetto.
I mean, it's
Punishment is hard, bro. Punishment is so hard. It's harder on the parent than it is the child.
because the child is going to test you.
Pray for me. Because after a while, the child gets bored of doing what they can do to keep themselves entertained. So what then becomes entertaining is how deeply, like how far on your nerves they can jump. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, I used to get ass whoopings for that.
Yeah, because it's just like, well, and I know it because I was a kid too. So it's like, well, since I can't do what I want to do, I'm being your face. Now you can't do what you want to do. Now you annoyed. And I'm having fun because I didn't transfer my bad annoyed energy to you. That's what she's trying to
Like,
do.
hey, you put me on punishment, so what am I supposed to do now?
You feel
Tell
me?
me.
And I wrote something about that on my website. I probably need to revisit that and like rework it a little bit. But like, yo, I don't want to be on punishment with you. Like this shit is not fun for me. So I need you to act right. Cause I don't want to have to sit here and like my son. He about to, God, this boy. He about to be on let me not say that. Let me give him a chance.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a book report to do to me that's supposed to save his ass. This book report is supposed to be due today, but because he's got a 3-day weekend, he's like, no, I have until Monday. Who the fuck told you that? But then I found out that now there's his other grandmother's throwing a little birthday thing, and I'm like, but y'all gotta talk to us, cause he don't deserve no damn birthday thing the way he been acting lately. But it's like now he going get it confused. He like, oh, all right, I'm about to have a party. What? I'm not in trouble. And then as soon as you get home, be sitting there like, so where's my 2-page report on Harriet Tubman? Because that book was like a good 80 pages. It's not long. It's not going to take you long to read it. So I need all my shit. Run me my reports, or you getting this 2-week punishment.
2 weeks?
Yeah. And ask me why.
Why?
Over lying. Ask me what he lied about.
What did he lie about?
Washing his face before school.
Something so basic.
Let me see if I still got the picture. And when I show it to you, you're gonna be like, nah, I see exactly why this nigga is on punishment, because that don't make no sense. Gonna tell me he washed his face before school.
Does he not
You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, you serious? You washed your face before school? Yeah, I washed my face. So his father said that to me. So when I picked him up, I'm like, yo, you washed your face? I'm like, yo, what you get in trouble for? He was like, what you mean? I'm like, you get this morning. I'm like, you washed your face? He like, yeah. I said, before you even start the lie, bro, really think about it. And I showed him the picture. And, here go AJ. Yeah, you tripping. Because you had eye crust. You had stuff on your chin. Daggone well you ain't washed your face, Amir. And I'm just sitting there like, I don't even got to say nothing because she already running it down. She's like, I saw the picture. Your face was trash. And you shouldn't look like that because you handsome. And I'm like, yo, I'm like, so why you ain't wash your face? So then he like, oh, when somebody was in the bathroom. Now here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting there texting him. Was that the same day? I think I was sitting there texting him, and he's ignoring my messages, standing in the hallway with his toothbrush, but he ain't going to wash his face because he's so busy on his iPod.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like now you're not doing what you're supposed to do because you got your iPod. You're not even supposed to have that in the morning. You all distracted, and now you walking out the house looking like this, and then you got the nerve to lie to us. I'm like, fam, you gotta understand, we was kids and we was better kids than y'all. So like, you doing this lying stuff I wash my face. Look at your face, bro. You ain't even eat nothing this morning. What is this? Like, yo, I was
like
done.
Straight up drool.
It was drool, like eye crust from, you sleep and you get the tears and shit, and that dried up. It was eye crust, nose boogers, no chapstick on the mouth, like you face just crusty and dry. Like, come on now, who is raising you? I'm like, yo, you are a representation of us. So yeah, now he's got to give me a book report, and if the book report is completed and everything, then we'll ease you back into your stuff, your Xbox and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if you come tonight, if there's no book report, then you're going to take 2 weeks and there's book reports on my punishment. So it's like you're going to take 2 weeks, and I want every 3 days, I want another book report. Like, and it's like, you doing a lot. I know that's like sounds like a lot, but I don't play with things like lying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like character building traits, I don't play with. You're not gonna lie. Like, you're gonna stand in your shit. I didn't do it because I got distracted. All right, cool. I understand. I get distracted sometimes too. But you gotta learn to say that. You know what I mean? You gotta know that this is what you do. But if you're gonna sit there and lie to us, come on now. You're gonna have to take these punishments.
Does AJ have the same book report stuff, or you waiting until she gets older?
No, she doesn't have like I don't make her write the book reports, but I make her give me the verbal review. That's what I was just telling you about when she said she finished the book. I'm like, you ain't finished the book that fast. She's like, yeah, I did. And she told me like almost word for word what the hell the book was about. I'm like, all right, you got it. So she gets the verbal because I don't have the patience to sit and wait for her to finish writing. But once she's, if it was all on the if it was all on like the iPod or something, I mean on the iPad, then she'd be doing the same thing. But right now, I'm good with her giving me the verbal, retelling of the story of what she read, so that I can question and go into like what she understood from the book, which she just be understanding all that shit, and it just be like I'm supposed to be mad, and I'm like sitting there, and she's telling me shit back, and I'm just on the inside, I'm beaming like, look at this smart motherfucker here. But on the outside, I got this straight face like, nope, nope. I'm not going to crack. You on punishment. You don't get my smiles. But yeah, that's just how it goes. Sorry, tangent. Where were we?
Circle, favorite people, Joey being a good person despite his ways.
You know what I fear? Well, at one point I started to fear. I was fearing that the social media platform and the I don't want to say the status, the ranking and everything was going to get to Shoebomb's head. I was worried.
To his
Yeah,
head.
you can see it, but it's like he's still showing. It's like a gentle pull at him right now. Like, hey, come over here. He's still got a little more, goodness that's holding it off, but you could see.
I worry if Rebecca gets eliminated early, what that would do to him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's going to be out for blood when Rebecca gets eliminated. Definitely out for blood.
Then again, she don't seem like anytime soon she'll get eliminated.
I mean, she keeps coming up in the middle, and the middle is a good spot to be.
The only issue that Rebecca consistently has is when Sebum tries to say some girl stuff, and then all the women are like, "What?"
Yeah, the girls can see through it. The guys can't, but the girls can see
But
through
the
it because
girls,
it's like
nobody's doing accusations of catfishing anymore.
that's true.
After Karen left, I guess they thought that was the only one.
Well, the new girl, Sean
about to expose herself.
Yeah, and I wonder what does that mean? Is she going to continue to? Because with Rebecca slash Seaburn being in there, he's going to take whatever information, whatever tea is spilled, he's going to take that and give it back to Shoebomb, and Shoebomb's going to take that and give it to Chris and them, and so it's like the cat's out the bag. So she's going to have to come out to everybody as herself, or does that mean that she's quitting the game?
No, but that's the thing about this game. There's such a focus on what your profile says that when you differentiate from it, automatically catfish, automatically fake, automatically
That's true.
Because remember how Karen got kicked out? Everybody anonymously went after her.
Yeah, but the when you watch it, they kind of just was all jumping. And I mean, granted, they were right,
liked her though.
Yeah,
and I think it's because she was black, but she wasn't Rebecca Black.
Yeah, she was black girl black.
She was Mercedes with a Z.
Yeah, black. But yeah, so
which kind of speaks to a larger thing about this whole show and how society is.
Yeah, definitely does. It definitely does.
Like,
and
you can be a dark-skinned black girl, but as long as you're not a black
aggressive
urban black
girl, yeah. Now it's like beyond color. Because not for nothing, like I have a family member and she's not she's darker than me, but she's the suburban. You know what I mean? She comes very suburban. And you got me who's all light skinned, high yellow, and I come in there like, grabbing my nuts like what's good. Okay. So yeah, I think now we're getting to a shift where it's more so, the way you put yourself out there, like I don't want to say approach, but your disposition. Is that the correct word to use? Your disposition. The way the way you put your shit on your platform, the way you come off.
Sort of like how some people don't like Tiffany Haddish because she's too hood, but at the same time, you have to appreciate it because
it's right there in your face. Like, she doesn't give you an option.
No, but what I like about it is because she was on the Breakfast Club. If you compare how she can be now compared to Sidney Poitier, Cicely Tyson, and all that, it is such a grand change when you think about it.
Yeah.
Because they had to be.
But see, I'm reading this book here, You probably might have seen it. Defining moments in black, but it's got black crossed out. History, reading between the lies. I love me.
By Dick
Yeah,
Gregory.
by Dick Gregory. And he's a conspiracy theorist or whatever, but he's retelling like a lot of this stuff that's happened. I didn't get to the parts where he was like actually present for the stories, but right now, like it reads kind of like a old head just telling you like, yo, let me get all of this information out my head before I die. You know what I mean? Like, let me tell you my story and the shit that I think and what I've seen. And I forgot exactly where I was going, but what was I talking about?
I was talking about Sidney Poitier
Oh yeah, yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
compassion.
So he was talking about like he's talking about how like we basically were getting to a point where we're conformed to make people comfortable enough with us, make white people comfortable enough with us so that they're like, okay, well, we don't have to be threatened or we don't have to be afraid and now we can work with them or they can exist among us because they're not the animals that we made ourselves believe they were type thing. You know what I mean? But now we're at a point where we don't have to be like that. Like, this is what it is. You're going to take me as I am or you're not because I'm all right either way. But that's, I guess, the fight that has come, like, you know what I mean, like from everybody, years of people fighting, black people fighting to be like, yeah, nah, fuck y'all niggas, I don't need your acceptance. And now that we don't, for the people who feel like they don't need the acceptance of white people, now they have that acceptance. You feel what I'm saying? Like, with the exception of Steve Harvey, like I feel like white people fuck with him, but I feel like it's fake fuck with him. Like, I feel like white people really fuck with Tiffany Haddish, but I feel like white people fake fuck with Steve Harvey.
But then that comes the black people question of, are they fucking with her because they're laughing with her or at her?
See, the thing is, she's laughing, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're laughing with me or at me. I'm laughing, so I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a good time, and you're paying to see me do whatever it is that I'm doing. And you're laughing. So whatever it is that you're laughing at, whether it be at me or at my jokes or what I got going on, it doesn't matter because I've already acquired your dollar. I've acquired your attention and I've acquired your dollar, and I'm enjoying myself. So I don't care if you're laughing at me or with me because I'm having fun and I'm getting paid off of whatever it is that you feeling. Yeah, I mean, you have every right to feel whatever it is you feel if you laughing at me or with me, whatever. But me personally, I don't feel like she's being laughed at in that manner. I feel like she's really enjoying her life. She's living her life, and she's doing so in a way where it's like I don't need white people to accept me, but if they fuck with me, that's cool too. And I feel like that's where she is, and that's how you should be. You should be excited to be doing what you're doing, living your life, living your black ass life, living your true authentic self. Because like every time I see her in interviews or behind the scenes or anything like that, like I feel like I'm getting the Tiffany that is real. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean, when I say real, I don't mean like just on like TMZ or, you know what I mean, what you see from, like, I'm talking go into they tag photos real, like see how her friends record her in the privacy of, you know what I mean? I don't have 5 million followers. I got 200 followers that ain't, nobody's going to see this, but this is how we are when we together. You get what I'm saying? Like that Tiffany, like she's authentic to that person behind the scenes. Every time I see her, it's consistent. You know what I mean? So if people are laughing at her, then it's like, okay, keep laughing. Just keep paying her. You know what I mean? She's living life. She's doing what she wants to do. She's building the wealth that the goals that she's trying to get to. She's reaching those by y'all laughing, whether it be at her or with her. Just keep paying because she making her money do what she needed to do.
And she opened the doors for other people as
And
well.
she stay opening doors for other people. Like if you listen to, because I listen to the people that she had on that Netflix special.
Flame Monroe.
Yeah, like I listened to pretty much all the interviews. Well, not all the interviews, but like they spoke on some of the podcasts that I listened to. Some of the comedians she had up there, and they all said the same thing. She said, "I'm gonna go first, and I'm come back and get you." And like they all spoke on like when they was back in the trenches and how shit was, whatever like that. But that's genuine. When you got a genuine person like that, bro, you laugh at me all you want to, bro. Just make sure that while you laughing, you paying because it costs. It costs to enjoy whatever it is you get from me. It costs.
Do you think the main thing holding black people apart is respectability politics?
Mm, I feel like I know what you mean, but I want you to elaborate to make sure before I respond.
The best example would be folks like Bill Cosby before all the other stuff. He would tell us that the only way we would be respected if we pull up our pants and all that type of shit.
I mean,
Like the idea, like as you were saying, the idea that we have to present ourselves.
a certain way, but I mean, granted, honestly, I don't want to see your ass anyway. Pull your fucking pants up. Like, I'm with them on that one. Pull your pants up. But I mean, I get. I was told my sophomore year in high school from my. He was just a regular history teacher, but he was real like, you got to get there. You guys are gifted. He was really pumping because I went to West Side. And yeah, so there was like a lot of people, even though like I had honors classes, the people around me, like they still, we ain't have, well, here I had more than I did down south, but the people around me didn't have as much, you know what I mean? So he was constantly pumping that back into their heads, reaffirming us or whatever. But he would always say, like, you got to work twice as hard to be considered. And none of us like really paid, well, like we paid a minimal amount of attention to it, but then after we graduated and became adults, like we would all, jump in each other's inbox or whatever, have a group message from the classroom, a couple people like, yo, remember when he said such and such? And then we talk about how we've been in situations where we had to be that. And it's not so much as us, it's so much as that's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like in certain settings, we've like the idea has been that we're so below, or we're so not as good as other people around us, other colors, that we have to perform hard, well enough to be like, oh, all right, let's leave them alone. They don't need our assistance. Otherwise, it's like micromanaging. Like we're really mentally not capable of doing the job. Like, oh nah, you don't know 2 plus 2 is 4, so let me stand over here and put the sticks up for you. Like, fam, back the fuck up. Like, niggas got masters over here. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and even with all of the degrees that black people are acquiring and stuff, or all of the knowledge that we're acquiring, all the skill that we show, it's still a question of, are you capable of doing it? Is that too much for you? Can you? You know what I mean? So it's like we still do have to perform in that manner, but it gets annoying. I mean, I know that for me it gets annoying and it brings me down a little bit, but I do feel like, I mean, in order to change the narrative, we can either just not give a fuck and completely let the work speak for itself. But it's a great deal of us who have that mentality stuck in our heads that it's like, even if we wanted to just be like, nah, fuck it, let the work show for ourselves, the boss is like, look, and we still got bills to pay.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, niggas want to kind of go off and be like, nah, I do want to wear my pants down to my ankles because that's my culture or whatever, and but it doesn't affect my work. Niggas ain't trying to hear that. Excuse me, bosses ain't trying to hear that. You know what I mean? They ain't trying to hear that shit. They like, nah, you pull your pants up. But I mean, again, I agree with the pull your pants up shit. I do not want to see it, but I do not want to see that little brown stain in between the cheeks because you missed the wipe. I don't want to see that. Sorry, that triggered. Dude was walking down the street the other day like that, pants down here with a fucking belt on, whole ass out. And I'm like, see, y'all wonder why, or y'all got this whole homophobic feelings of, oh my god, y'all niggas trying to look at my ass. How can we not? It's out. It's completely out, like the whole thing, not just like a little peak at the top. Like literally, your pants is at the back of your thigh, at the top of your back thigh. That's where your pants are. Your ass is out. What you thought people were supposed to look at? And it's not even that they looking at it like, ooh,
And they're
he's
brightly
sexy.
colored and everything.
Right, but it's not even like a, ooh, he's sexy. No, they looking like, look at this nigga with his pants down. Why has he got his ass out like that? What is he doing? You know what I mean? All
Ain't
right.
he cold?
You feel me? Because it definitely, listen, Hanes only keep your butt so warm. All right, where were we? Tangent
Circle,
City.
catfishes, got into respectability politics and representation of oneself.
Yeah, yeah.
Sean revealing herself and a side effect. Do you think that's gonna get her eliminated or that may get her respect?
I feel like it's going to get her respect from the women. I think it's going to get her respect Yeah, I just think it's gonna get her respect.
But will it help her win?
But that's the question. I mean, she's got a good personality, so
But she's also a newbie, and the old folks protect their own.
yeah, that's true. I don't think anybody knew was gonna win.
None of them really popping.
I mean, it like you got the two that's easy on the eyes. I like Sean. Her personality seems fun, but
Sean should have came in as Sean.
yeah, I thought she was, and if
Cause
she
she
would
talk
have came in
about,
as Sean, I feel like she would have stole their hearts
cause
away.
she works with some body positive thing and all
Hmm
this. So he's like, why are you
Like
pretending to
she
be this skinny
models and
white
stuff, so
woman?
it's like you lit already. So like come in as yourself, they're gonna be like, yo, look at her. She's so confident and like she's cool and yeah, she should have came in as herself. She should have definitely.
Mm, mm, mm.
All right, what's next?
Well, next we have our movie section, which currently is just dun, 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 Spies in
Let me
Disguise.
go get the little one then.
And it's gonna be time to see. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna talk about the movie Spies in
So
Disguise.
like
Wait,
the
you gotta
man with the
introduce.
suit.
Wait. You gotta introduce yourself to the people.
Oh yeah.
Hi, people.
Hi people.
Who are you?
AJ. That's my name.
Okay.
All right,
So I'm
so.
AJ.
Mhm.
All right, sit still, bro, because you're making this thing make noise. All right, go ahead.
So AJ, what did you think about Spies in Disguise? Because it's not really made for someone my age; it's more so made for people your age.
I really like it. I like it.
All right,
Because I don't want to be a spy.
you want to be a spy?
Yeah.
What kind of spy?
A spy that spies on guards so that whenever I need to go to the place where the guards are,
Mm-hmm.
I can pass the guards.
Oh, okay. All right, so
It
yeah.
sounds like little Kelly. Little Kelly was a baby and she was a spy
Oh,
because
okay.
she used the goggles that were in her father's room
Mhm.
and she took it
Gotcha.
I'm
from the
so
chest.
lost.
Same. Okay.
So why did you want to see this movie, or was it just something to do?
Cause like that was when it was Tuesday and I watched movies on Tuesday.
That is such a glowing review. What about Will Smith? Do you like Will Smith?
I never saw it before.
She doesn't know who Will Smith is.
Will Smith is the guy who plays.
Lance, the big tall black guy.
Oh yeah. I really heard about him, and like he was so funny because like he actually put a little
Try to
thing,
speak that way toward the microphone.
because he actually put it into his little friend,
Mm-hmm.
the guy that was still growing.
Walter?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was touching his stuff that he was not supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. Did you like the relationship between Walter and Lance?
Yeah,
Did
and I
you?
want to tell you something.
What you gonna tell me?
He got the kid got double fired.
Double fired.
Yeah, because like he got fired twice.
Didn't he get triple fired? Because then Lance got fired too, right? At the end.
No, at the end it was a happy ending, but it was just looking crazy because like they were holding the stuff.
Did you think they had kind of like a father-son dynamic together?
Did they act like? Did they remind you of like a father son?
No, because like then they started to all work together, but they did it the kids' way. The kids' way.
Mm. So what was his name? Lance and Walter.
Lance is Will Smith, and then Walter's character is Tom Holland.
Okay. So they didn't kind of act like dad and son.
They didn't act like dad and son, but they worked together.
Oh, okay. That answers the question, right?
But they were together in before they even did that. They were together so that the kid could fix what he did.
Gotcha.
Cause like the man with the suit drank the potion that the kid made.
Gotcha.
And he turned into a bird.
Okay.
That's why they had to be together. But like the kid was hugging him so tight that that egg just slipped out. And
Because
he
he
was like,
became a
let me
girl bird.
let you
Oh,
go.
okay. Oh, okay. Well then. All right. Talk about progression.
How did you feel about the villain? The bad guy.
The bad guy. I mean, I like the way his face looks. But I like the way he changes into the guy with the suit. But he just when the team found out him, he did this. He just put up one arm.
And then he shot it.
And the leader asked him to put both thumbs up, but he just did this. He was supposed to do this, but he didn't want to do that because he didn't want anybody to figure out that he's a bad guy.
Do you understand why he was a bad guy?
They didn't tell me anything about why he's a bad guy.
Okay, I'm gonna break it down for you, and you tell me what you think. Okay?
Okay.
Now, do you know how? I ain't gonna go too deep with this.
No, take it where you need to. As long as she's following you, just check with her. You get what I'm saying? Every now and then she'll let you know.
You know how government works, right? In any kind of capacity. Like how spies work. What they do?
What do they do with?
Alright. Lance's job was to go to other countries and to take things or destroy things, right? Alright?
Right.
Okay, I'm assuming you're with me. So, when people do stuff like that, it causes a lot of destruction. Like, have you ever seen a Marvel movie like Spider-Man, Iron Man, stuff like that?
I saw Spider-Man before.
See? Now, in those type of movies, you see all the bad things that happen, like buildings could get destroyed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Think about the people who live after that and how they feel. Like, say it's me or you, we're just going to see a movie or whatever. Spider-Man's doing this thing and a building comes and kills me, kills somebody else, and you're alive. That's going to make you feel very sad, isn't it?
Right.
And you're going to partly blame Spider-Man, right?
Right.
So when it comes to Lance, part of the reason the villain didn't like Lance and didn't like the CIA is because they did something to him. That's why he lost his arm. That's why he lost part of his face.
Ah.
Yes. So you see, with a lot of villains, especially bad people, even in real life, sometimes it's not because they're purely bad. It's because the people who are supposed to be the good guys, they did something that caused them to be bad. Got me?
Uh-huh.
So when it comes to that, how do you see Lance after knowing that he's one of the reasons why the bad guy became a bad guy? I think I just I think I just
All right, let me sum this up. All right, so basically, you know how like everything that some sit back.
She's like break down what he just said.
All right, so Lance, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's the bad guy is mad at Lance, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the bad guy is mad at Lance because Lance was trying to do some superhero stuff and like messed up the bad guy. So then that's why the bad guy became a bad guy. He was a good guy at first, and then Lance came through, did some superhero stuff, and hurt him.
But I'll tell you what happened when they were kids.
Okay.
The man with the suit.
Okay.
Took all the things from the bad guy when they were kids, and that's why the bad guy is mad, so that he could take everything from the guy with the suit.
But the hand motions, like she's saying this with such conviction, is this true? Is this what happened?
We've never seen them as kids.
Okay.
But we do know that Lance did take or destroy something of the bad guy. So that's why the bad guy masquerades as Lance to take away all that matters to him.
Okay, gotcha. So it's a revenge thing.
Yes.
And I know that because I saw that part.
Okay.
We're not saying you didn't see it. It's just...
Well, yeah,
I'm like 25, 24 years older than you, so I have a whole different look on it.
A whole different perspective of what's happening.
And she looked at me like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I see.
I'm falling down.
Yeah, so...
Okay, you're getting a little bit like a ham now.
Right, all right, AJ, you're doing the most now. So, did that go through all your topics?
As a kid, do you even care about story, or is it just about laughs? You're 20, I'm 20 something. You're 4, 5, or 6?
5.
5. So I am 23 years older than you. So, as a 5-year-old, do you care about stories? Or is it just about laughing and what it looks like when it comes to movies?
Laughing.
Yeah.
No, don't let her fool you. That girl be in her feelings.
And then sometimes I laugh with my eyes closed.
This girl be in her feelings talking about, did you see the part where they were hugging? They were hugging because like she be into the story, but I think it helps when they are able to laugh. It makes it more. I think like all right, say that there's a part and it ends with a laugh. When they think about the laugh, they go back and think about okay, well why was that funny? And they go into the story that surrounded the laugh. You know what I'm saying? Because like when she tells me things that she finds funny, she'll go into the story of why it was funny. And then you'd be like, okay, so you really did watch this movie. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's a mixture of both, but outwardly they just want to laugh. Shit, so do I.
Hello.
No, look, don't sprinkle so many lessons in this. Which reminds me, we should do The Proud Family.
Now that it's finally on Disney Plus.
Oh my God, it's so good. I mean, it's I found a few problematic parts from a couple episodes I've seen, rewatched, but
because of the way they treat Dejanay.
Yeah, I mean, period. Like, but I'm saying that's something we can discuss. We can watch it and go over it because it's so necessary. How many
episodes per episode?
No, it's like 20 something.
There's more than 20 episodes.
No, per season. It's 2 seasons, so it's like 40 something episodes.
That's a lot.
Bye, I'm going outside.
All right, bye.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, what we
You got something?
I don't know. My child is weird sometimes. So, yeah, I just let it go sometimes because it's just. It's just better for the culture.
Because she got her ear tilted like she got peroxide in one ear.
I know. AJ, you okay?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I'm going outside.
So why you got your ears to the side?
Because I like that. Kind of like that way.
Okay.
It's just my way.
Okay.
I have a
Express yourself.
I have a godchild and a family with a child. I don't think I'm ready.
Listen, this is the fun. This is the fun.
Yeah, because you mentioned the hard part. I'm so glad I'm not the parent for that part.
Son, this is the fun, man. This is the fun.
So now that we covered the TVs and movies we enjoyed, it's time for getting in depth with it.
All right.
Which we have done like multiple times already, but this time we're going to be focused. So, being that this is the first episode
we're going to be focused.
Hopeful. Fingers crossed. Even I will I really could edit this to make it focus, but it's like, who has the time?
No, I did it right. You lucky we here, shit. You lucky we showed up to make sure that All right, let's do this.
So,
you're going to take us how we come. Pause.
So, being that this is the new year, of course, the obvious thing will be resolutions, but nobody wants to do that.
Yeah.
And while I would
resolutions.
So one of the things I was thinking of is things you want to leave, because we're starting a new decade.
Right.
We're starting a new year. So what is it? Some things you're trying to leave behind, Miss Shonda?
I'm leaving behind those who do not know how to resolve conflict. Those people got to go. And I'm leaving behind. Okay, so since we're in the subject, here's the thing. There was a situation where somebody brought some information to me, and the information was brought to me to hurt someone else, but I was kind of like a casualty. Like, I'm going to tell her because I'm mad at you, and that's going to make her mad at you. But in the meantime, it like fucked me up too.
Collateral damage.
Right. So I'm like, okay. When you brought the information to me, you didn't bring it to me as I'm telling you because I care about you. You brought it to me because you felt a way about a situation with someone else. I had nothing to do with this. I was getting out the shower, minding my business. So when you kind of try to make it seem like you coming to me because I care about you and I'm trying to be a friend with you. So here's a bucket of bad news. Then after that, I don't speak to you or never hear from you for like 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. So like that lets me know you weren't coming with this bucket of bad news, because you had concerns for me. You genuinely were coming with this bucket of bad news because you didn't give a fuck about what I felt. You just wanted to make sure that this person felt something. So when I see you, it's not that I have any problem with you. It's just I have no desire to connect with you on any level.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm leaving behind. The phoniness of just pretending. Like, I don't have a problem being cordial, but I don't want to pretend, and I don't want to stay in spaces where I'm not comfortable at all. Like, if I'm triggered, if my peace is disturbed, if I see you, like, because the person, they were on the phone, and they were speaking to everybody around, and when I noticed that that was who was on the phone, I took my, I walked away. I removed myself from that situation. That's another thing I'm leaving behind. I'm not going, I'm not going to stay where it don't feel good. I'm pretty sure I just said that, but that's like, this situation really got to me. So I walk away, and then I come back, do what I got to do, and they're like, yo, such and such want to speak to you. I haven't talked to you in 2 years. The last time I talked to you, the conversation that we had was you bringing me this bucket of bad news. Why do I want to speak to you now? And I know that it's just because, like, oh, there's no beef, there's no beef. No, there's no beef, but I don't have a desire to interact with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm leaving behind. The feeling of guilt behind that. Me saying, no, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to interact with you, and then I turn around, I feel guilty, or I feel bad, like, damn, I'm being a shitty person. No, I'm not being a shitty person, because me interacting with certain people, there's no benefit from there. You know what I mean? There's no financial benefit. It's fucking with my peace. So now that's already taken away. Like, there's no good that can come from me speaking to you. I mean, there's, environmental, okay, hey, what's up? But for me wanting to sit down and, hey girl, hey Kiki, what you, there's nothing good that can come from that. You know what I mean? It's not going to make me feel better at the end of the conversation. It's going to make me feel worse. So I'm good with you. So that's pretty much what I'm leaving behind. I'm leaving behind the idea that I have to interact with people because of environments or because of mutual friends or whatever. No, if you do me wrong, or if I have to question your motive, then I just don't want to talk to you at all.
How do you handle forgiveness?
You just got to make super amends. I feel like when I'm forgiving of someone, you have to completely understand what you did and how it affected me. If that's what it is. Like, I mean, I feel like you don't, forgiveness is like all right, so if I do something wrong to you, all right, and I apologize, you don't forgive me, I'm okay with that. Because I know that I said what I said from the heart type thing, or I made amends from the heart. But I feel like when it comes to me forgiving other people, I don't feel like people, there's only been like one situation where I can actually be like, yeah, I truly forgave this person. And that was like my ex from like, I think it was like 2011, 2012 or something. But like, we had like a weird breakup. And then once everything was said and done, the dust settled, once my feelings, once I recovered and I licked my wounds and I healed myself or whatever, he came back around and we had a conversation in which he just broke down and he told me like, yeah, I was real fucked up for how I treated you. You know what I mean? It took X, Y, and Z for me to see that I should have handled this differently and this could have been handled in this way. And, I seen how it was affecting you, but I just kind of played it like it wasn't. And I apologize for that. Like, he really broke down every way that he hurt me, to the point where there was nothing I could say but, word, I forgive you. Like, I appreciate you even saying that to me. And it wasn't like there was some gain behind it, because he wasn't saying it to try to sleep with me again or try to get back on my good side. It was genuinely just, yo, I want to make amends with you. I want to apologize to you, because I want to be able to reach out to you in the future, just on some like, hey, how you doing type shit. And since then, like, he's the only one, like I said, who God protected his hairline, because when you do me wrong in a relationship, God will take your hair from you. And when I was working on, part of that story, my article, whatever, I hit him up like, yo, you ever cheated on me? And he was like, nah. He's like, anything that I did was after we officially broke up. I'm like, okay, that's why you still got a good head of hair. Yeah. So what about you? How are you with forgiveness?
I'm in that. I think the best way to put it, where I am in life, I feel like I don't have the kind of options where I can. Well, I can forget, but what is it? I don't have the type of people in my life, like the quantity of people where I feel like I am able to say fuck you.
Like, damn, I can't say fuck you because I don't have enough people in my life to say fuck you.
I don't have enough of a safety net.
I get that.
And then when it comes to friendships, I unfortunately have massive insecurities because of my way I grew up, bullying and all that other shit. So when it comes to that, you can slight me, but then I'm gonna automatically think I'm digging too deep. I'm in my feelings right now because I'm triggered by something, either because you did a last minute cancellation when you have all reason to, because you have to handle your shit. But then I'm in my mind thinking
that you had something to do with it, type thing, or
plus,
taking it personal for the most
because
part.
in my mind, I'm like, I was looking forward to this. I don't do nothing but work all the time, and now you're canceling last minute. Lots of selfish shit.
Right.
Completely forgetting the fact that you have
things that you could be going through. Did you read the 4 Agreements?
I keep
telling you to read it.
I'm such a lazy reader. It's an audio book.
Yeah, they have audio.
Let me just get
you the audio, because that's gonna help. Like I gotta get it again and read it, because I need to reread the don't take it personal part, because I take so much personal that it's like you said, there could be other things going on in that person's life, and I'm sitting here mad because I'm let down.
But at the same time, in my disappointment, I'm making mad excuses for you.
Same.
And that's how certain people
stay in your life, because it's like, you're doing wrong. I know you're doing wrong, or you know what I mean. Like you're not living up to what I wanted. I don't, because then that makes it seem
selfish again, because you have such high expectations for them.
Yeah.
And you don't even admit to yourself why you have these expectations and what you expect to get out of it.
And then the funny thing about it is, like, but what if they had the same expectations towards you? You're like, I would be offended.
Like, for example,
hold that thought. But yeah.
Because, for example, we had the conversation about, because I have expectation of you, and I had to pause real quick and said, what do you actually want to do? Because apparently I have a whole different mindset of what you like.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing. It's human nature. Well, I don't want to say it's human nature. It's acquired human nature at this point. Like, I guess the repetitiveness and seeing it in society, like people set these expectations of others, and you just sit there like, I get so offended. Like right now, there's somebody in my family that we aren't as close as we used to be, because they set an expectation for my time and my presence and didn't run it past me. So it was like, oh, well, you're supposed to be at such and such doing such and such. And I'm like, no, I never said that I would be there doing that. You said that, and I never confirmed. So you assume that's what it is, but that's not what it is. I was not able to do that. And the fact that you just assume that I was, that means that you don't give a fuck about what I really have going on in my life. You didn't even ask me. You know what I mean? So it's like, we get to these places where people just automatically expect things from us because of, I guess, a repetitive nature in how we are. But screw all of that. I don't care if I'm there every day at 3:00. Don't just assume that tomorrow I'm gonna be there at 3:00, or if I'm not there tomorrow at 3:00, don't come at me sideways because I wasn't, because at the end of the day, I still have things that I'm doing. If I'm able to make myself there every day at 3:00, then be appreciative of that, but understand that I don't have to do that. You feel what I'm saying? Whoosa. Triggered.
I get what you're saying now, because I had a talk with somebody the other day who told me, you get those criticisms from people where you low key are thinking about it, and someone else says it's like, fuck it, people actually see what I'm talking about.
Word. You're like, okay, affirmation. It's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Or confirmation.
I got to that sugar daddy tendency, so I was like, fuck.
Would you be out here tricking?
No. My issue is, if we're being fully honest, I enable people to take possible advantage of me so that I don't have to be alone in the ways I think I'm alone.
So you got fat girl tendencies.
Well, I'm not skinny, so.
No, but when I say that, I mean, like, it's always a concern of, I want people to be like, not that I want people to like me or I want people to be around, but I want to have people in my orbit. You know what I mean? But how can I say this? Like, you almost like you feel like you got to buy people's attention and buy their companionship and stuff. But really, you're not, like, you sit back and you're like, damn, I'm not even that lonely though. Like or like you don't really need to do that to get what you're looking for.
I don't know. know yet. That's what we're stuck
You don't think
on.
so?
Cause
if I even made sense in my
you make
explanation.
sense. It's one of those things where the worst kind of people are the ones who know their issues but don't actually pursue a solution.
Yeah.
I'm at that point in my life, so
I mean, you what, 28? Yeah, it's time. I told you everything's gonna start changing around 28. I told you that.
I miss being a baby.
Yeah, no, you can miss all of that shit you want, but you're entering the rough patch, so your table is about to definitely shift. It's about to shake, and you about to remove some chairs, and you about to add some chairs. Well, your late 28s is when you start removing the chairs, and then once you hit 30, once you clear off your table, then you start adding the chairs, and you start redecorating your shit the way you like it. So that's where you at now. You about to start having to be real fucking honest with yourself, because once you do that, a lot of the people that you interact with is going to change, because once you open up and you start being like, all right, you know what, this is where I'm wrong, this is how I be fucking up, let me actually work on this part of me, you're going to start projecting what the work that you're doing right now. The people that are in your circle, the people that you interact with regularly, they know what you project onto them from yourself. That version of you that you put onto them, you know what I mean, that you mirror out, because the people in your environment is just a mirror basically of what you were putting out, or the relationship is a mirror of what you put out. So it's like, once you start fixing on yourself, like, yeah, I don't need to do this, and I got this, and I know that this is my problem, let me work on this. The people around you are going to start changing, because they're either going to change like themselves, they're going to change, or their position is going to, the people in that position is going to change because you're changing. You know what I mean? So like right now, me and my best friend, I'm noticing as of late, like I little things that I've changed about myself, just about my habits and like my routine, and just in those little changes I've noticed that, I'm not saying that it's anything from him, it's just a matter of like what I'm receiving from him. It's like not what I'm used to. Every time I talk to him now, it's like, oh well, I hate when you do such and such, and I'm like, well, why are you just now telling me that shit? You know what I mean? Like, or it's just, it's he's not treating me how I'm used to him treating me, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's that shift. You know what I mean? Maybe because like I was already feeling like, if you have to be the only one reaching out for that person, or you're the only one making conversation or initiating conversation, then and you stop, then it'll die. So I'm at that point now where it's like, okay, well, let me go ahead and just not focus on that. I don't want to say that I'm just stop and let it die, but I'm gonna put my attention elsewhere and see what what happens over there. You know what I mean? Because as I'm changing, like I said, the little bit of changes that I've made in my routine, every time I make a change, something different, I'm receiving something different from him. And it's nothing that he's doing. It's not like he's like, oh, I know you making this change, so I'm treating you different. It's literally just the universe showing like, all right, it may be time to reevaluate this position and reevaluate the value that you've placed on this position. You feel what I'm saying? But I forgot exactly where I was going, but I know it ties up into that, where you're going to start removing chairs from the table.
She's like right there.
Yeah,
but it reminds me of something they was saying on Black Love on OWN, which I'm gonna. I
drop
love
it.
that damn show.
I know you do.
People on that show, some of them been married for 10, 20, 30 years. And one of the constant things they said over the past few seasons, you have to love somebody for the long term. You can't just love that person that you met and expect them to stay that way. Right. Because everybody's evolving.
Definitely.
It's like they say, our skin sheds every 30 days, 40 days, whatever. So the person is continuously shedding off who they used to be. Right. And you got to start learning.
Literally.
You have to start learning to love the person who they're going to become. And not just the person you want them to become, but the person they want to become. And you have to
allow them that space to actually become. Yeah. See, my problem is like, when you say like, oh yeah, I'm become this, or I see that you're growing, bruh, don't half-ass grow. Go on and put that growth to work. Like, don't just be half-ass about it. Because if I'm giving you the space to grow, I want to actually like see progress. Like, you know what I mean? Even if I don't, it's not up to me, period. But like, if I'm like being respectful of the space that you need to grow, don't take advantage. Like, actually grow. Because it's like, okay, I'm letting you off your leash, you know what I mean? Like with a dog, I'm letting you off your leash, and then they just sit there. And you're like, motherfucker, if you don't go stretch them legs before we go back in this house. But yeah. Did that cover everything?
Only thing that's left is a recommendation and a quote.
All right, well, recommendation. Huh? Well, I started watching that RuPaul show.
Is AJ and the Kid good? Cause
You ain't started yet?
I'm at the point where I don't know if I can watch too many binge watch shows. Like
Yeah,
I need it to be week to week.
Losing
10 hours of my life.
Yeah, no, I'm only on I'm like halfway through episode 2. It's alright. It has its moments. I have my characters that I like, but like I really enjoy, seeing the gays on my TV. Like it's just always good energy. So I'm enjoying just seeing them. And then like her best friend, I guess, or well, RuPaul's best friend, or the character, I think his name is Robert. His best friend is a blind drag queen, and she gives me life too.
A blind.
Yeah, I think I think they said they lost their sight at I don't know, because at first they said when they was young, but then they said they had a diabetic stroke at 28, so maybe that's when they lost it.
See, now I want to watch.
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean,
you just made it seem like I'm going to cry. I need a good cry every now and then.
Well, I mean, I ain't cried yet. I'd be like they make you laugh before you get to that tear shedding part. But I mean, the little AJ part, I don't like her. But outside of that, it's good, I guess.
What the little girl do?
It's fucking bad. And I don't really like calling kids bad, but I mean, and I understand, like, she's hardened from her experiences and shit, but I just be looking like, little girl, you couldn't be with me, because I be done knocked you in your mouth. Smooth from the back.
So Robert doesn't try to discipline or nothing?
Nah, because the little girl crazy. She'll be saying some shit like, well, I'll scream that he's touching me.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, like they
get rid of the child.
Yeah, they wild open with it. Like the cop pulled them over, and then the guy was like, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" She was like, "Yeah, because he's black." Like, yeah, it's just like real open and upfront like that with it. But I mean, I appreciate it. Because it's like somebody got to say it.
Yeah, it's a little white girl, so she's
safe. Yeah, she's safe enough to say it. I mean, it's just unfortunate. It's hard to hear. I think that's really what it is. It's like when you see white people speak a truth without that gentleness, it just be a little hard on the ears. Like it's like when you hear a child say "fuck" or something like that. You're just like, "Whoa, excuse me," but then you stop. Like, all right, I guess that was appropriate. So it's like when she says like, why I pulled you over because he's black. Because in his mind, I know he's thinking in his head, like, well, I mean, shit, she got a point. You know what I mean? Like, while we were thinking it, she said it. So, but again, some of the shit is just harder to hear, like, because it's coming from a white kid or, you know what I mean? But it's good. So far, it's interesting.
Does it need to be an hour? Because once I saw it, I was like, this doesn't look like it needs to be an hour show.
Let me tell you, each time I watched it, I was high. So the concept of time kind of was beyond me. I will say it did feel long as shit. I thought I was like 3 episodes in, and when I went back this morning, that shit was at the end of the first episode. I was like, oh, I ain't even start the second episode yet.
Because that's another thing I do not like about all these binge watch shows. Why do they have to be 10 episodes? Yeah. Why do they have to be at almost an hour long?
Now, see, here's my thing. If the show is good, then yeah, I want it paused. I want it long. But if it's going to be long pause, it has to be funny, like something to laugh at to keep your attention. I can't do too many like binge watching shows where it's like dramatic. Cause it's like, wait, fuck, now I gotta think. Okay, this is way too much fucking thinking from me. I don't want to do this.
You notice a lot of shows now aren't doing binge watch release outside of Netflix.
Yeah, I know.
Disney don't do that.
Yeah, well, I haven't really, outside of the Proud Family, I haven't really been back on Disney.
Well, outside of Proud Family, you're not into Star Wars, so The Mandalorian is.
I mean, I tried to watch it with my best friend, but it just didn't catch me. He only wanted to watch because for Baby Yoda, so I was like, yeah.
That's so sad because most people say that.
Yeah, the Baby Yoda, like the nigga 50. Shut up.
Nigga is 50.
Senior citizen ass.
They're gonna make a new Yoda movie.
I could believe it.
I think.
Because I mean, he's been having all like. as soon as the show came out, like, I mean, I've been seeing articles about it, the popularity, the memes. I'm like, yo, you're doing the most.
Yeah, plus at the same time, George Lucas, who made Star Wars, he completely avoided ever talking about Yoda's backstory. So we don't know about his people. We know the only thing we know is that his people are force sensitive. They usually go toward the light, and that they are very private and they don't participate in wars or anything like that. Nobody knows, but if the Yoda species, even though Yoda's a name, not the actual species, about where they come from, which leads to the big plot hole of who the hell took the baby and how did they find them?
All of this is foreign to me.
Yeah.
All I know is Baby Yoda's cute. He was cutie.
The other show is
I'm not a Star person. Period. Trek, Wars, whatever.
There's also High School Musical, the series. That is the full title.
Oh yeah, I be seeing it up there. No,
it's cute.
I mean, certain stuff like that. I'd be like, AJ, you want to watch this with me? Because there's certain things that I ain't. If it doesn't have adult humor in it, like, or like written by like sassy adults like myself, then it ain't gonna catch me.
That ain't for you. But it's gonna get put on the list in the future. But Better Things comes out in March, the next season. Did you watch it yet?
Mm-mm.
Okay, Better Things. That's gonna be my recommendation for this episode. It stars Pamela Anlin.
Don't know who that is.
Did you ever watch Californication?
Yeah.
She played the little short Jewish girl who was married to the bald guy.
She was always getting her pussy ate. Yo, there was probably, like, I think she had it written in her contract, like, every time you put me on camera, my legs need to be open and there needs to be a head between them. She stayed getting her shit ate.
She stars as a single mother of 3.
She get her pussy ate and open the scene.
It's FX, so she does. Remember, she masturbated a few episodes. I don't remember if she got it. Did she ever get it? There might have been a guy in the second season.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to. This whole birthday thing, like, don't want to do none of this shit. No, it's been fucking 3 weeks.
It's past?
Yes.
Oh.
Birthday was last year. Literally. The 29th. Like,
Capricorn.
All right. Yeah.
So, your recommendation?
I don't know. Don't really have a recommendation. Pardon. That stretch felt good.
The Dick Gregory book.
I mean, it's a good book. Yeah, you can pick it up and read it. You know what? We're gonna start with the 4 Agreements. You start with that. Go read that. That's my recommendation. The 4 Agreements. Go read or listen to it. It's worth it.
Okay, and to end this episode...
You want a quote? You want a quote, don't you?
Want me to start off while you think about it?
Go ahead.
All right, since we spoke about you earlier, I decided to pick this quote from episode 10, which comes from Love. I showed you what I wanted by showing you what I didn't want.
Talk about it. Yeah, I remember that one when he said it. Or when she said it.
And that speaks so much to what we've talked about this episode.
All right, I don't know who said this quote. I don't know if this is a direct Dick Gregory quote, but I just seen it.
There's no pause?
What?
There's no pause?
I try not to say his name, period, so I don't have to say it. All right. Free people are the ones with enough money to control the information the rest of us get. Boom.
So that's like the Malcolm X quote.
Probably.
Okay.
He didn't put where he quoted it from, but it sounds like something that Malcolm said. But not for nothing, like, what I really enjoy about reading this book is the fact that so far, the books that he's referenced on certain black activists and, black leaders have been books that I've already read. So I'm like, oh shit, look at me remembering and knowing about this. Yeah, because he was with such and such and he got that money from that place and that's how he got the Tuskegee. I was all souped. Like, look at me knowing stuff. All right.
What got you into reading?
I don't know. I guess my mom. My grandmother, she would say all the time, like, yeah, you just like your mother. Like, my mom would sit with a turtleneck on and she'd be like curled up like this with a book. Now, like, I'm the same way. But I guess I like things that I like that it was able. I can read something and I can paint the picture to my liking. You know what I mean? Like if you say like, oh, is the room look like this? I see it a different way than what somebody else sees it, and that's what I really enjoy because I'm walking through, or like I put myself into the character's position, or maybe I'm an extra in the scene or whatever. But I get to, in my brain as I'm reading, I get to visualize what it means to me, and that always gets me. But then now I'm into like reading history and stuff like that, so I like, well, I'm infatuated with history. I like knowing what was before. So that's always been dope to me. But just information, I don't know. I read everything, so it's just, I don't know. And then there's more space. There's more space in books for the story. Like just how they say, oh, the book was much better than the movie. Yeah, because there was more space to tell the story. There wasn't a limit of, okay, well, I need 2 hours to tell the story. Nah, this is like, all right, well, you're going to take 3 days. You're going to take 2 weeks to finish the story. And it's going to be the best story you ever read. That type of thing, I guess. Whatever. Reading is fundamental and I love it.
I really need to get back into reading. I was a commuter reader, so now that I drive, I'm like, what
yeah,
time
now
do
it's
I
like,
have?
yeah, true. But you know what? Even then, like when I used to do the trips to North Carolina before iPods and audio books was really a real big thing, like audio, books on the app and stuff like that. I would literally go. There was this outlet place, and they had like discounted cigars and discounted wholesale stuff, whatever. I would go in there and I'd buy like 4 or 5 different audio books, and then I would just listen to a book on the drive, like if it be a CD or whatever. And so, I mean, that's my thing. If I like the story, because even with the audiobooks, like I get to still paint the picture, but I'm driving, so that's where it helps me. But if I'm able to sit down and read the book, then I want to sit down and read the book. I prefer to. But if I can't, like with the Jennifer Lewis book, the first time I went through it, it was just audio, and then I went back and I think I read it, or maybe I read it and then did the audio. I don't know, but I wanted both because you know what I mean. Like when I read it, I'm like I can hear it in her voice, but then when I heard it in her voice, I'm like, this is exactly what I was expecting. Oh, this is nostalgic, like. But yeah, that's it. Any other questions? Anything else we gotta knock down?
We got through with this interview segment.
Yeah, you keep trying to sneak these shits in there, man.
Every single episode.
I know, and I'm like, when I go to my website sometimes, and I'm like clicking through my podcast part, I'm like, okay, wait a minute, 80 people listened? What?
I think we're about to hit 100 for one of them.
What? Who the fuck is listening to us?
All I know
is probably got bad reviews on SoundCloud. They probably be talking shit in the comments like that loud bitch. Always talking some ignorant shit.
See, what we're not gonna do is let you talk to yourself that way.
That's right. Tell me about myself. But yeah, appreciate everybody who been listening. I don't know who been listening, but I appreciate it. It's almost like, and see, that's the thing. Like, I don't be knowing how to have no little bit of nothing, no little bit of attention. Like, I'd be so excited when people come up to me like, yeah, I follow you on Instagram. I'm like, for real? I'd be acting like they the celebrities. I'd be like, you do? Oh my gosh, yo, you so dope. Yo, you follow me for real? Like, I'd be mad soup. They be like, yeah, I just had to say something. I'm like, yo, I appreciate you, yo. Can I hug you? Like, I be like, yo, man, I got chill.
Look at you.
I know.
People.
I know. I don't be hugging people. That's too personal. But I be shaking their hands and shit. You know what I mean? But I be adoring, like, cause it's like, yo, this is, your thoughts, your ideas, and in essence, it's art. So you see people that appreciate the art or the content that you putting out. You just be like, for me, I'm just like, wow, like you really sat there and listened to this shit. That's fucking dope, bro. Cause I probably would have stopped listening 10 minutes in. You know what I mean? Like that's real shit. So when I see people be like, "Yeah, I've been following you for mad years. Are you funny?" So I'll be like, "You'll be thinking shit, that's crazy. I would have stopped following my ass years ago." But I appreciate you. Yo, you dope for that. So yeah, I had somebody come up to me in the Wawas the other day. They was like, "Yeah, I just had to, let you know I've been following you since Twitter." And I'm like, "Since Twitter? That means you've been following me for a good 10 plus." Like
10 plus.
Yeah, 10. Yeah, 10. He said 2009 he started following me.
Y'all been growing together.
You feel me? I'm like, that's dope. But to me, like that should be meaning something to me. That's why.
Were like high school people? What?
I didn't know him. Yeah, no, it was just random. Like, but
Doesn't that present you a little stranger danger though?
No. I mean, it could be like, but I don't receive it as that because, first of all, it's how you come at me. Like I've had somebody who just was like, "Yo, Instagram family, what up?" And I'm like, "What?" And then he like, "Yeah, I follow you, Shonda and Nicole, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yo, I really love what you're doing with your daughter." Like, it's how you come at me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you come at me like, "Yeah, I follow you."
No, no.
You know what I mean? Like
Let's
on
not
some
do this
creepy
Joe
shit,
Go, but
or I hate what I used to hate. Back like 10 9 10 years ago, they would hit you up, like they would come into my Facebook inbox like, yeah, I saw you at Friday, like you just left Fridays, I saw you but I didn't want to speak. That scares me. I don't like that. I would rather you come over and say, yo, I know you from Facebook. You know what I mean? I just wanted to come over and say what up. I'd rather you come to me. Like, I'd rather that. I'd rather
mm-hmm.
know what's going on, know who you are, know, you know what I mean? Than for you to just be like, yeah, I saw you and such and da da da. Cause it's like, you saw me, I didn't see you. That freaks me out. Like, not saying that freaks me out, but it's like,
Yeah.
I was being watched, like, and I know that I was being, like, you're letting me know. So we all know we're being watched, but you're telling me that you were watching me,
And
like
now they
that.
just tainted that whole
Yeah,
place.
so it just doesn't. But I prefer people who come up like speak to me. Yeah, like I mean, granted, and the funny thing is like sometimes I really be having like the most unapproachable face, and most of the time I don't want to be approached. But if you say like, "Yo, I follow you from such and such," my whole demeanor changes because it turns from whatever I'm feeling. It's a immediate appreciation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because motherfuckers don't have to fuck with me. That's how I look at it. People really don't have to fuck with me. There's a lot of reasons why if I was people, I'm not fucking. What is she talking about, bro? I'm not fucking like, and then I have to keep reminding myself that there's an audience for everybody. So just because I'm not my cup of tea doesn't mean that I'm not somebody else's cup of tea. You know what I mean?
You're not your own cup of tea?
I mean, I'm cool and all, but I think I'm the greatest because I need to think I'm the greatest because that's, you're supposed to think you're great. But I mean, if I was other people, so. Like I wouldn't want like I'm cool, but I wouldn't want to be like super super friends with me. Like I get on my nerves if that makes sense.
I'm only with you for little spurts.
Yeah, like I mean I'm cool as shit. Other people tend to think I'm cool as shit, but me, I'll be like, y'all be putting up shit I wouldn't put up with. Like you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I look at myself like that. So when I see other people that really fuck with me or like they pay attention to my work, I really appreciate it because people really don't have to fuck with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm like, I don't know if I could ever be famous and like have a big following because I'll be the one that's in the comments trying to reply to everybody. Like 2,000 comments, I got time today. But yeah, so to those who listen to us, we appreciate you for real.
Absolutely.
Think about to
Ooh.
knock shit over, all 87 of y'all.
Oh, these gorilla arms.
Yeah, shit, my shit be like that too. But all right, yeah, for real, let's wrap it up because we keep saying we're gonna wrap it up. We like that uncle that's about to leave that don't never leave. One more thing before I go. Did I tell you what happened with Johnny Ray? No, nigga, you said you was leaving. Before I leave, long story short, no, nigga, no.
You don't know how to do short.
Yeah, long story less long. Nigga, no. Still too long. All right, yeah, because I gotta take her to this fucking thing.
So, we appreciate you. We enjoy you. Hopefully, we'll hear from you soon. Just make sure you do it.
Where can they find us?
Well, they can find us in many ways. For me, Amari Allah. Usually, it's wherever I look in pretty much every platform.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, which I barely post on. Twitter, which I kind of don't really post on.
Mm-hmm. But you can find me. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you done?
No, outside the website. That's the last one.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, wherever I look is the website.
Okay. You can find me at Shonda Nicole 1 at that's Instagram and Twitter. And if you need to hit my website up, that's shondanicole.com. And that's pretty much it. And if you want more of AJ, because she does have her own little following, you can catch her on Facebook. Just look up Shonda Nicole, and it's a picture of me and her. She's got one of those filters on, so you know that's us. And that's where you can catch up on your AJ stories and dialogue. And yeah.
That's another episode of Getting Ignorant.
We appreciate you.
Hopefully, we'll have another episode soon.
Let's go, 87 people. Have a great week.
Bye.